أفضل الصلاة وأتم التسليم على سيدنا وحبيبنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما وعملا وفقها في الدين يا رب العالمين وألحقنا بعبادك الصالحين آمين يا رب العالمين. We were talking about the Abdaal of Sham, the Awliyaa of Sham, the saints of Sham. Sham is the area of Palestine and Syria generally that we refer to, and I explained in detail those areas that are linked to Sham. Now, inshallah, we'll be closely going through the chapters on the Awliyaa of Sham and the saved victorious group that is mentioned in Hadith in regards to the people of Sham, and some of the explanations that the ulama gave as well in regards to those Hadith. Now, I wanted to mention, for those who had any misunderstanding about the word Abdaal coming in Hadith. Abdaal, as I said, is a higher grade of the Awliyaa. Allah mentions the Awliyaa inside the Quran, the saints. Those who are the saints, close friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on earth as humans. This word Abdaal is mentioned by Imam al-Shafi'i concerning a certain person. He said, we considered him one of the Abdaal. So this word is also used by the Salafus Salihin. Okay, this word Abdaal is also used by the Salafus Salihin. Imam al-Bukhari, he also mentions this word concerning another person. They did not doubt that he was of the Abdaal. He was one of the Abdaal. Okay, this is also mentioned in the books. Imam al-Sakhawi mentions many of these narrations. Okay. And then there's many of the Hadith scholars that claimed with this same wording of Abdaal. Many of the Hadith scholars, they referred to certain individuals, specific certain individuals as Abdaal, as the great awliya of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And many of them were residing in Syria and Palestine. Many of them were residing in Syria and Palestine. Just for an example, Abu Hatim, one of the greatest scholars of Hadith, Abu Hatim al-Razi, he says, Abdul Kabir ibn Mu'afa was considered one of the Abdaal of Sham. Okay? Imam Abu Dawood in his Sunan, he narrates this similar, just like Muhammad ibn Isa. Muhammad ibn Isa is referring to Imam al-Tirmidhi. Abu Dawood and Imam al-Tirmidhi, great scholars of Hadith. Okay? They said Anbasa al-Qurashi, he was also from the Abdaal. This is just to give you examples from the Salafus Salihin, from the Muhaddithin, that they use this word Abdaal for those who believe, those who think that these ahadiths are weak. Okay, many people want to deem these ahadith weak. I told you approximately at least 6 of them are authentic. 6 of them on the topic of Abdaal of Sham are authentic. Okay, many others may have some type of weaknesses, but approximately 6 of them are at least authentic. Imam al-Nawawi also, the Hadith master, the Hadith Shaykh al-Islam, Imam al-Nawawi, he also claims Hamad ibn Salama bin Dinar. He's also said Nadar ibn Kathir. He is also from the Abdaal. Okay? Imam al-Bayhaqi, one of the greatest Shaykh al-Islams of the Shafi madhab, he claimed that Jabir bin Marzuq is from the Abdaal as well. Okay? So Awliyaa and Abdaal are true, are 100% true according to the Muhaddithin and according to the Salafus Salihin. Okay, this is just to prove to you. Then inshallah I'll go on to some of the other narrations that is mentioned here in this book. 4 additional. Sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, do not curse, but curse the worst Abdaal amongst them. For indeed there are Abdaal amongst them in remain, as we can see in these hadiths. The Prophet ﷺ also, so this hadith is mentioned in by Al-Qattani in Nazm al-Mutanathir. Okay, it's one of the books that is written on the mass transmission. The Prophet ﷺ also said, the earth will men similar to the friend of the merciful, Ibrahim alayhi salam. These people on earth are like Ibrahim alayhi salam, the bond that Ibrahim alayhi salam had to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Khalilullah, isn't it? Musa is Kalimullah, the one who spoke to Allah. Khalilullah is Ibrahim alayhi salam. Rasulullah is Habibullah, isn't it? Huh? Habibullah means the beloved of Allah. Khalilullah means the most close friend of Allah. So here, 40 men, just like Ibrahim friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on earth. Through them, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives people make dua, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends down rain. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sends down help and aid and support for them. Subhanahu wa ta'ala substitutes another in his place. From those 40, if one dies, Allah replaces another person. Allah makes another person to become the Abdaal. So at all point of life, at every single time, in Syria and Palestine, there are always 40 men. Now, we'll see in the next narration, it's not just men, it can be also women as well. Amongst the 40, it is said in the narration as men in general form. Generally that Qatada Al-Hasan is one of them. Qatada, one of the narrators of the hadith, he says Al-Hasan is referring to one of the this is narrated in Tabarani by Anas. Tabarani in Mu'jamul Awsat. Okay, he's got 3 books in the second book. Another version mentions part of a longer hadith pertaining to Al-Mahdi and Ad-Dajjal, states that Ali radiallahu anhu said to the people of Iraq, do not curse the people of Syria-Palestine. Do not curse the people. Are the substitutes. For amongst them are the Abdaal. But curse their injustices. But don't curse the people as a whole, because amongst them are great saints that don't exist in any part of the world. Don't exist in Makkah, don't exist in Medina. Is that understood? Specifically, they remain in Asham, in Syria and Palestine. And the next narration which I wanted to mention, so this previous mention that I 141, Mustadrak al-Hakim. Mustadrak al-Hakim and Imam Dhahabi said, some brothers, they want to know the authentication all the time. They're like, you're quoting many ahadiths at once, mashallah, maybe up to 40 hadiths in one lesson. Authentication. You want to go back to the book? You can refer back to the book. Okay? Another version states that at Siffin, the battle of Siffin, Ali radiallahu anhu said, stop. Do not curse the people of Syria, Palestine as a whole. Jamman ghafiran. Okay? Don't curse them as a whole, as the full substitutes. Here, Ata al-Khurasani, one of the great scholars of the Tabi'een, he met hundreds and hundreds he was the Mufti. He says the Abdaal are 40 persons. Arba'una insanan. Uthman radiallahu anhu said 40 men. Ata said, do not. Uthman bin Affan, this is one of the narrators. The Mufti of Makkah, the one who met hundreds of Sahaba, he's saying, do not say 40 men, but say 40 persons. 40 persons. There might be women amongst them as well. There might be women amongst them. Who wants to read and find out the ahadiths which are forged, fabricated, lies. Okay, these are not ahadiths of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. Next we go on to the Siddiqeen and other great saints. عن أبي مسلم الخولاني عبد الله بن ثوب حدثني معاذ بن جبل رضي الله عنه قال سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول قال الله عز وجل المتحدثون والشهداء رواه الترمذي وقال حديث حسن صحيح. Here, this chapter discusses about the Siddiqeen, the truthful ones, and the saints, the Awliyaa. On the day of judgment, the description that is given of these Siddiqeen is they love the sake of Allah. Motives, no ulterior motives, okay? Purely for the sake of Allah, they love each other and they help each other only for the sake of. What will they have on the day of judgment? They will have nur. They will be on pulpits of nur. Pulpits meaning high status. They'll have extremely high status, and everyone will be looking at them. Even the anbiya, the prophets and the shuhada, those who died as look at them and they will envy them. Envy them in a good way. In a good way, the way normal people will envy the Hafiz Sahib on the day of judgment. The one who leads the Taraweeh Salah, isn't it? Yeah? If only I could be in his status. Why? He's going to be right up there and I'm going to be right down here. That's why I must make my children Hafiz Sahibs. This is extremely necessary for our kids, isn't it? Whether boy or girl, try to make them Hafizis, okay? Inshallah, they will pull you up to their stage as well, okay? So, these Anbiya and Shuhada will also have envy for these people because their status will be so high, extremely high. And these are regarding these Awliyaa of Sham. عن أبي أمامة رضي الله عنه this يجلسهم يوم القيامة على منابر that all account and they will be shining forth. Says refers this hadith to the ayah that behold the friends of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they will not be taken by fear or any grief. They will not sorrow, they will not be sad on the day of judgment. They will be extremely happy. The awliya of Allah will be happy and they will judgment when everyone will be in shock. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to